Alright, welcome back to Scott Traders Hub. Good afternoon. Yes, as usual, you know the drill. This is BTC. We look at BTC only and see what is happening in the BTC world. Alright, so without any further ado, let's get into it. Of course, we'll start with where we stopped at on Tuesday. So let's look at Tuesday. So Tuesday, let's get to H1. So Tuesday we were here. This is let me see, today is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. So Tuesday we were here, we were looking at this kind of a sell. It actually happened just like we anticipated. So I'm just gonna do this right here and then go to M15, then look at it. So this is where we were. This was the Tuesday move. We were looking at such a pullback. It happened here. You can see that it happened actually here, and then it came to that target that we wanted at first to reach, and then it actually continued, broke that level, continued and went to this other low. You can see it went to that lower low right there, and so it sort of made a sort of a support according to M15 right there. You can see it when it reached that level, made a buy move and then tested it and never looked back. So let's see if we are still actually on that level. Did I make a move on Tuesday? Yeah, I sold first here like we had anticipated. In that I had my tight stop loss right there, and I was taken out. Actually, I was buying to look for that first short. I was buying to look for that pullback, then I can sell later, but it took me out. Then I waited. When it did that, I made that sale. It wasn't actually a limit order, it was a sell limit order that I used, and when it was in profits all around that level, I brought my stop loss into profits, and it pulled back and took me out, and then it later continued. So now I can take out all this, and then we wanted this buy, so let's look at that now. Remove history. Let's now look at H1. So you can see clearly that from that very support that we've seen on M15, the buy actually continued. It did not reach where we wanted it to reach, which that level was according to H4. It did not reach all the way there, but it came to mitigate this fair value gap right here on H4. So it mitigated it and went ahead to give us a break of structure right there. So apparently we can see that we have a break of structure there, and now price is in a downtrend. But looking at what we have on actually our TP has been hit. Looking at that, we needed it to reach that level, so our TP has been hit. So we can also delete all this now here and there, delete all that. Looking at what we have on CCI, apparently on H4, you will clearly see that it is what you will clearly see that it is oversold. It is oversold. So if it is oversold, that tells us that we should be now thinking of looking for buys. But remember, the general trend is a downtrend, meaning we are looking for sales. So this can easily come back here, and then later it will come back here, and hopefully there it can confirm the buy move. But until then, this is going to be a very hard thing for us to anticipate, since we are still in a downtrend. And looking at the structure of these candles, we are likely to see this kind of structure in this market. We are likely to see that. Remember, the current H4 started at 11. We've just gone like 1 hour. We are in the second hour, still remaining with 2 more hours for this candle to close. So what do we have according to H1? Before we go to H1, according to daily, we are also seeing that we are oversold. Why? Because of this support here. You can see because of that support. But I told you we have this kind of a structure. Which we know that it's gonna continue all the way down here. It needs to be continuing all the way down here. Let's go to weekly. We see what. We're still continuing with sales. So according to H1 and daily, we may just get a short pullback all the way to there and then continue with sales. So this here may not be the ideal move. We may actually continue with sales once we react to that and probably break this support. So we cannot confirm that yet, but we can go to MH1. Let's go to H1. We trade it the way we see it And now of course on H1 we are seeing something like this. H1 we're seeing a structure like that, of which we know that is going to give us a continuation of sales. This is going to be the move when it breaks out. So this is going to be the move. So apparently the general trend is still a sell trend. All right, I see Menya Julius, you're around. Welcome, and the rest of you guys who are online, welcome to the BTC analysis. All right, so we are done with H1. We've seen that sales are continuing. We are going to be continuing with sales. Yeah, according to M30, we may see a fake breakout. Yeah, according to M30, we may see this fake breakout right there to come and take out this liquidity left back on this fair value gap. Same as of course M15. So if we use M15, so it will be looking for that kind of move. And let me see M15. Yes, so we are likely to see a fake breakout to take us right there to mitigate that. Then we can continue with the sell. So that is, this move is ideal. Fake breakout there, then we continue with the sell. Is very likely to happen today or tomorrow. In fact, today. Let me see. Yeah, it should be today. Fake breakout there, then we continue with sales. So how are we going to trade this fake breakout? How can we make this entry? It's a weird one. We have to wait on M1 I mean, for the sniper entry. Have to wait on M1 for the sniper entry, which I think it should be now. Or we wait actually on M5 for price to be above our 10 MA. That would be very good for us. Yes, now I believe we're going to wait on M5 for price to be above our 10 MA, and then we will have our entry spot on. That's it. That's it. I told you guys on with BTC we don't normally take long. That's why I normally start at 10 minutes past 1. Yeah, we don't normally take long. So in a nutshell, we are going to continue with sales. That is the trend. The general trend is a bearish trend or a downtrend, so we will continue with a downtrend, but first we are likely to first see this fake breakout to grab that liquidity on that fair value gap on M15. So once we have that, of course, remember that is not only a fair value gap and what have you, but it's also a breaker block. It's where price block structure according to H4 and of course daily time frame. That is where we are seeing that as a break of structure. So it is an ideal level, or it is an important point of interest right there for price to react to it and then get us back into sales. So if you are one of those that trade BTC and you're here, you're not just one that loves to analyze it and don't trade it, but you're one of those that trade it, then you have an opportunity to buy it today. There's an opportunity to buy it today, and you can only take that opportunity once M5 gets above our 10 MA, the moving average. This is the moving average. That's why I call it MA. If you didn't know the MA, probably, but I know that you guys, you already know these terms that we use in the market. So once our M5 time frame price goes above our 10 MA, then we will be looking for that kind of a buy to push us all the way up for the fake breakout up there to grab that liquidity, and then we get in with the sales later. It will be either today or tomorrow for the sales. Yeah, I think tomorrow we may be selling the whole of tomorrow to today we may have this buy after this consolidation zone that we are in currently. All right, that's it. I hope you guys had a great time with that on BTC. Remember, the month is ending on Tuesday, and they will be having our Signal platform, of course, as usual, open for those who want to access those filtered signals after the session. Normally I share free signals in the session, in the analysis session, but then afterwards, yeah, I keep on filtering to get other signals that I share with the guys on the Signal platform. Yeah, so those ones will be of course, you know the details. The details is only $15 per month. Yeah, those are the details there, and of course the number to WhatsApp me on, and of course call me on, whatever you want is there. But also you can use the same number to check me out if you want to register for the October class to be trained and to study all these strategies that I use to trade here on this very channel. These strategies I've been learning them for about 5 years, 6 years now, I think. 5 years, yeah, 5 years. It's coming to 5 years when I began to seriously get back into trading seriously. Yeah, so those are the strategies I teach to my students, and yeah, those that have studied, they know what it is doing to their career as far as trading is concerned. Otherwise, that's what I do. I use the same strategies across all the markets. I use them on gold when I'm trading gold. I use them on synthetic indices like Crash. Those who were around in the morning for the synthetic indices analysis session, you know that we've already gone and we've already studied. We knew what was going to happen on this very Crash 500. So we analyzed Crash 500, boom 1000. We're still in with our profits, actually still holding the profits right there. Boom 500. We missed our entry, but look at that, where it went. All the way we knew that the buys were continuing, but it all came from the analysis that we already had done. Yeah, V25S, yeah, the buy, like I told you, it continued. V75, we're still waiting for it right there. Jump 50, you know, we're still waiting for the perfect entry for the buy. Yeah, and then of course jump 25, jump 10, and of course gold. So we use the same strategies to trade all markets. If you present me with a chart, I analyze it the way I analyze any other asset. So that's how I do it. So I use the same strategies over and over and over to analyze the markets and to actually make my entries. So right about now, that's what I'll be teaching the guys that subscribe. So if you're one of those, or you know someone who needs to learn, then you better tell them or register for the coming class, because you'll be able to study all that I know in 1 month. Things that took me years, I'll be able to teach them to you in 1 month. Otherwise, hope you guys had a great time. It's now time for us to close, but I want to do a quick recap on BTC. We've said we're going to be looking for buys here. So what we need is actually to get our price to be above our 10 MA on M5. Now I see it's trying to break out here. Remember, if it breaks out here before it gives us a fake breakout, then we have no option but to make an entry immediately. This will be according to H1, because M30 and M15 we needed more of buys than sells. So if this candle closes out of M15 and another opens, then we may have to enter immediately the sales. So we have to wait for this M15 candle to close so that we can enter our sales. So this M15 candle has actually started, and look at that momentum. It is pushing, so I cannot enter now because it's weird for me to do that where it is, because it can easily spike back and go back and just gives us a wick here. So that's why I cannot enter now. You have to wait for this candle to close out. If it closes out here outside this trend line, then you can enter your sales. But if it closes back inside, then you rather now look for buys immediately. But for now, no business. I will wait for the candle to close. It still has a lot of minutes. We're still about 12 minutes for this candle to close. So nothing I can do there but to wait for it and see if we can either look for sales now, or we first go for the buys and then sell later when it grabs that liquidity. Thank you guys so much for being around today. It was my pleasure to take you through this analysis. Remember, the general trend is still a downtrend, so we are still looking for all these moves. Remember, we've been following it since last year, all the way from here when it was still around 50k, 60k, and it took us all the way to 90k to 100k. Now we are now looking at it coming back all the way to probably 50k, 60k. And you never know, God knows, you never know. We'll see about that, but apparently we are following what we have on our plate, and of which that is a downtrend according to daily time frame and H4 daily and weekly time frame. We are looking at a downtrend, so let's look at that as we keep on trading together. Have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. See you guys for BTC on Tuesday, and for the rest of the assets that will be on Monday. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.